everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Laurie. I wanted to come on real quick and say hello to all of you because the video is going to start abruptly once it gets started. It's part of the last video. I had to separate the two, and so I wasn't able to film an intro because it wasn't an individual video, if that makes any sense. So once I stop talking, the video is going to pick up and it's just going to be like I'm in the middle of creating because that's where I was. I had to break it up. But before we get started on the video today, first I want to tell you there's been some changes with the book. Not a lot, but I'll share that at the end of the video with you. And I wanted to remind you, a gentle reminder, if you're on the fence about Artistic Advent, the workshop coming up that I'll be teaching in with 6 people, I would jump on it because the early bird is going to end on the 1st. So as of the 1st of November, the price goes up to full price. You'll still be able to purchase it for, I don't know, about a month, but you'll pay full price for it. So if you want it, get in now for the early bird. You only have 5 days left before November 1st, including today, the day the video goes live. So I hope to see you there. Come join me. We'll have a lot of fun. I really enjoyed creating the lessons for y'all. I'd love to see y'all there. Let me let you guys start watching the video. We're going to bind the books today and create a few pages, and then I'll see you at the end of the video to show you the changes I've made. My page is lined up here the way I want them, and I have started embellishing the pages. This paper is here because I'm going to put this on the cover because so far this is my cover. I may change that. And so this one, if you remember, is the index card. I just added some scraps. I've been going through my scraps like crazy. And I put gesso on here so that I could write on top without it being lost in this text that's on this paper here. And then this is another one. The background was actually like this. I've just added on top of it. I used this chalkboard paint to put a little mark here so that I could write in it in white. I think I want to add a little more black in here to bring the black other places besides that one spot. Let's just do some little marks like this up top. Yeah, that makes it better. It's in pencil, but I think it looks better with the black marker. So we'll just do a bunch of those. So you can see what I've done there. And I haven't done anything to the back yet. I went and I got a couple of boxes that I keep things in. I either dig in here for giveaways and throw it in the giveaway packages, or I come here when I want to add some embellishment or something to something I'm creating, and I just look through and see if there's anything in here I want to use. And so I have some starter tags in here. This is just on old packaging. If I have excess paint on my brush, I might put it on a tag like this, and then just draw lines and put a little ribbon, you know, just stuff like that. But then I pulled out this other one and I found some things in here I want to use. I really liked this tag with one of the pages in here. Let's see if I can find the page. I think it's this page. I was thinking of putting that on there. That would look good too. But I was wanting to tell you, use some of your old art with what you're creating. You don't have to keep it all new and fresh. Bring in the old stuff. If you have something you don't like, save it and then use sections of it, because sections of something is prettier than the whole thing sometimes. So I'm thinking I'm going to put that on there. And then little jelly printed pieces that didn't turn out so great that I was working on. Everything's been thrown in a box here. I die cut these shapes and I could use that as an embellishment. And in here, just some cutouts. I made a pattern and cut out these, or I maybe used a cookie cutter. I think I wanted to use this here on here. I just thought that was really cute. So I wanted to let you know that, and then I thought I would do a couple cards with you, and then we'll just bind the book and then I'll work in the book a little at a time. I'm not going to finish this whole book in this series because it's just too much, but I wanted to show you how I'm doing it, and I wanted to show you how I'm going to bind it. So let's work on this one. And so far, all I have is some flowers that I want to use on here and some black scraps. I want to add tabs on things, so I have little pieces like this is left over from a project that I did where I used business cards and created art cards or inspiration cards, and I could use that as a tab. on the edge. Maybe go like that. But I'll add the tabs on later. I'm going to cut out these little flowers. These are a stamp that I created, and this is just leftover pieces from other projects. But I want something on here. I look through my scraps and I like this paper with this background. Before I put anything else on, I think we'll take a little gesso and kind of push the sides back a little bit, just so it's not so bright, so everything else sort of stands out. Kind of like that, but something is missing. What is missing? Something here. There's going to be binding here, so I don't want to mess too much on this side. I don't know if you remember a few videos back, but I cut up some paper and I had these little strips left over, and I said save the strips because you never know when you're going to need them. I think I want to use one of those strips right here. I think I'll write what I'm thankful for in the black here. And I'm going to use the pen Terry sent me, this white gel pen that I'm loving. The link will be below of what they are. I think I'm going to try to go the width of whatever paper is. We'll see. It's very cute, but we need something right here. I look through my scraps and I see that I have a polka dot yellow and white piece of fabric, and so I made a little bow and I thought I would stick it on there. I think that's really cute. And there's yellow up here in the flowers, but I need to maybe darken that a little bit so that the eye travels better. I'm going to go around the flowers with my Posca pen in a minute too, but I want to put this on here and brighten up the center. While we're waiting on that yellow to dry, I'm going to take my black Posca pen and just kind of scribble around my flowers. I will go over that with white in a second. The bow, do I want it? I don't know that I want the bow. Maybe I could just find something yellow-ish and put that down there. I don't know that I want the fabric bow. I don't know why. It's just sort of nagging at me. All right, I'm gonna look around and see what I got. Oh, also, I pulled out some more tags that I keep just laying around. I have bowls and things full of different stuff, and they say thank you on it, and I'm thinking that I can incorporate that in because gratitude, thankfulness. And I was looking at this here, and I really like that together, but I thought this might be really pretty. I might do that instead, one of those. And I could use the bunny somewhere else. So that's another thought. All right, what am I doing? Yellow. I cut out this weird shaped bow and then a center to go on it. So what do I think? I think if I cut out the centers of this, then I might like it. I'm going to use these Tim Holtz tonic scissors and just put a hole in the center. Okay, I decided I like it, but something's missing, and it's the little tiny ribbons. I think I'm going to use that instead of this, so we'll think about that for another time. So I'm going to glue all this together. Kind of a rough bow, but you know, that's what I like. I like that awkward looking stuff. There we go. Now, is this page done? I don't know, but you know what? You can come back to it later if you don't think it's done. I do want to put the white around here, the scribbly white. The key to getting it look scribbly is to not try. I'm not going to do any more to this. I'm going to wait. Well, I'm going to do the bow. I'm going to wait and see after I get this bound if I think that I want to add to this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do a couple more. I think I'll do that one. Before I do though, I think I want to put a piece of ribbon or trim or something up here. This is just a piece of muslin that I dyed with sprays, fabric sprays, I think. So this is what I think the cover's going to be. I may change that, but we're gonna go on the assumption this is the cover. And so the tabs will be on this side. So I think what I wanna do is cut out this piece to go on here. It's gonna be a weird scallop. This is just a piece of paper I cleaned off my paintbrush. After I finished, I just went like that. So we're gonna cut it out exactly the way it is created. Okay, that's kind of cool looking. I like that. So let's see what it looks like down here. Oh, that's just so cute. I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna be putting that on there, but I need to decide what else is gonna go on here because this is the cover. I kind of like this piece. It's left over from a piece of paper that I've been using for a long time. I love the colors. And I was thinking big circle in the center. I don't know. We could try it. Let's see what it looks like. And maybe we'll put the word gratitude or thankful or something right in here. And I think I will put this bird in here just since it's already here cut out. I like it. And I found the word phrases that I like to use. These are by ideology and it's called small talk. I like the phrase that says attitude is everything because you can control your attitude. You can't always control everything else. Maybe I'll put it on top. It'll just go on top of that. Okay, let's glue all this down. I'm just going to write around here. Attitude is everything. You won't be able to read it, but I'm going to write it. I like that. It's so cute. Now I want this on here. How about right here? All right, so I might do more to that in a little bit, but right now I'm going to get ready for binding and I'm going to make sure that I've got all the pages I want on here. Before I do that, I'm going to try to incorporate these if I can. We have to have even numbers. So this is 1, 2, 3. Oh, and I did a few off camera. Let me show you what I did off camera. I just put the tag on that one. And I put the bunny on this one with some yellow weirdness. I put a sticker, one of the stickers I made on here and some flowers, and more is going to go. I have to write on them and do my thankfulness and things like that, but I just wanted to get a few pages done. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Okay, let's incorporate these in there somewhere. Now, what I'm going to bind with, I think I'm going to use fabric to bind. I will have to double-side it because I don't want my binding to be like that. With this showing, I want it to be like that. And I want it to be sturdier. So I think what I'll do is I'll take 2, put them together, and I'll stitch it. And then that could be a binding. Like that. That'll work. Okay, so I'm going to take all my fabrics that I picked out to use, and I'm going to turn them into little binding pieces, and I'm just going to use whatever threads in the sewing machine. I kind of want it to be long, so I'll probably do that. And this one I'll do that. And this one I'll do the same thing. This one I don't have to. This was washi tape. It's no longer sticky. Both sides look very similar, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, let's go over to the sewing machine, and I'll do a couple. What you see in the sewing machine is what I call a leader or an ender. You can use those for your tabs too. I have a bunch of those here, but I think they're a little small for what I want to use, so I'm gonna make my own. Okay, let's bind a book. This is the order I want them in. So I'm going to start with the first page, and I want 3 tabs on this page. So let's see, what would be put? This one maybe? And could do the same, all the same if we wanted to, but I think I'll mix it up. And that one. How about that? Let's just mix it up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to use tacky glue. Will it come out of the bottle? I have such a hard time getting this to come out of the bottle, so we'll see. Do the top, the bottom first, and then center-ish your center one. Okay, so I'm going to trim these down. I'm going to trim them about the same size that shows here, so about that much. So you've got your first one done. Now put it, oh, that's cute. Isn't that cute? Turn it over. Now we have our second one. And our second one, we want our binding to fit in between in this space right here. So you're only going to put 2 on your second page. So let's see, what can we put on this page? Maybe a thicker one? Let's do this one. That'll fit. Okay, we're going to cut this one in half. And we're going to put one there and one there. Okay, and we're going to fold this one over on top of our first one. Going to glue our first 3 tabs to the second page, leaving our second page tabs loose for the third page. Okay, so okay, so pretend that's bound. So we got page 1 open, and it opens flat. See how cute? So I'm doing it right. Yay, I remembered it. I was wondering if I was going to remembering this or not. Okay, so this one, we want 3 tabs on our next page. I'm going to line it up where I want it, about right there. And we're going to put a tab here, a tab here, and a tab here, lining up with the first 3 that we did. Sound good? I'm going to mark it with a pencil just so I know where to go. Right there, and right there. So I can move that out of the way. All right. Okay, so now we want to fold this one over, and we're going to put that around right there. And we're going to glue this one over and this one over, the second and the fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. So the next one gets 2 tabs, and it should fit in between here and here. Okay, and fold this one over like this, line it up. And we're going to glue this one, and this one. And if you don't like the length on this side, trim them before you glue them. I'm not really caring because I can cover them up. Okay, so now we need this one. So this one is going to have 3 tabs, and it's going to go here, here, and here. Next page, we'll need 2 tabs. Okay, and this is going to go this way. I hope y'all getting the idea by now, but I'm going to keep showing you just so you know. That one's going to go there, that one's going to go there. It's kind of high. So I can go up just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. This page needs 3, so let's mark where they're going to go. This one needs 2. This one needs 3. So the last one doesn't get any. You just put it down on top of your book, line it where you want it, and we're going to glue those down. So let's take a look at our bound book. Look how cute that is on the side. Look how cute. Okay, we got page 1. I want to add this to the edge of this paper. So I think what I'll do is I'll cut a little scallop right here. And I want to make the shape kind of like a tab oval looking shape. And I want this paper to be on the back side, so when you open the book, this paper is for this page. I want it subtle, so I grabbed these. These are, I guess, called ripple, because it says ripple on there. And so it's a wave. So I'm going to cut that on this side as close to the edge as I can so that I preserve as much of the color as I can. Whoop. Oh. I think I locked my scissors. There we go. Everything just goes perfectly smooth in this room, you know? Have you ever noticed that? Right, so that's going to go right there. Oh, that's cute. Very cute. I want to go about as big as the book, so right out here possibly. Okay, so I need something to help me with a guideline. Will that work? I'm just going to use this as a guideline and get that started. There we go. Now we'll extend it out. Do I want it scalloped too? That might be kind of cool, but I'd have to scallop this one. This is harder paper. This is stiffer, so it might be harder to do. Let me see if I can do it. Well, that worked. I'm gonna stick them together so I can cut them together. I'm gonna cut the scallop and see if I can do that. I don't know if I can get through all these papers. It's working pretty good, actually. This one's gonna go like this, and this one's gonna go back here like this. So I'm gonna glue these together up here so I can just sort of tuck it in like that and leave this open at first, but I want these up here to match. So let's put some glue there just to match up the top. I think I'll take wet glue. I'm gonna slide this right over the edge. So now I have a little decorative tab. It makes the page a little bigger. That's good. Everything still shows. I think it's really cute. Open it and you got the same thing on the other side. So I probably will do that to a couple more pages. Oh, this is going to be so much fun to play in. This was a lot of fun to put together. I really enjoyed that. I will probably play with this tomorrow on my own and have it ready when I come back. I'm sitting here preparing for tomorrow, and I thought I'll come on here real quick and tell you what I'm going to do so that you don't wonder when you see this doesn't exist anymore if you are paying attention. This is one of the pieces that was included. I'm going to cut it down to 3 pieces because when you bind a book like I just did a minute ago, you need even numbers, and there's 9 here. And this is big enough that I can get 3 pieces out of it. So, and I don't want to use this little tiny one because it won't work right. So I'm going to cut this down into 3 pieces. Okay, it's the next day, and what I'm going to do I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assemble the little book, and I'm only going to do a couple pages so that you see what I'm doing, because I'm going to do it different from this one. It's going to be the same technique, but it's going to be with less of the strips of fabric. Instead of 3 on the first page, I'm going to do 2 because we don't have as much space. I'm hoping it works. I don't know. Never done it. Gonna try and see what happens. I think it'll work. So I need 2. I'm gonna make them smaller, so about like that. And we'll do another one. I was gonna go ahead and do this, but I thought, no, I'm doing it different. Somebody might wanna know. And then you've seen me do this on the other one. So you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold these 2 over. Okay, then I'll put this one down, and then we're going to glue that center one down right there. I'm going to do one more page. I think you guys get the gist of it. You're getting the idea of what I'm doing. That's really cute. You know, you could leave one of these loose, put 2 in the center of one, fold one down, and then the one sticking up could be like a little carrying or a little hook. Like, turn it around like this. Oh, I might do that. I might do that. I'm about to put my page on, and this is where I would put my little tab if I'm going to do that. And I've got a piece that I cut a little longer than I would normally for my little tabs here. And there's no measurement. I just eyeball it. And I folded it in half and I tested it out. So if I put my book page down and I glue that down like I'm supposed to, then this would now go on here facing the opposite way, facing that way, so that when your next page goes on, it will be like this, and you'd have a little tab. And I think that's cute, so I think I'm going to do it just for fun, just to give it a little pizzazz, because I like the colors. Then you just go back and resume like normal. That's just the extra little thing that we're doing, but you don't have to do that. So I've gone through and looked at the pages, and I've decided to just do a couple with you real quick. But there's a couple things I want to do. One is take this paper here, and I'm going to cover this area a little bit. Remember that piece we used for the front cover of this book right here? I'm going to glue that right here. Then I have a little flower. I love my little flowers, so we're going to add that in there. I just want the color. So I'm going to say that page is done right now because I don't know what else I want to add to it. But, ooh, I could add a little tab on this one. That'd be cute. Add it right there. How about that? That's cute. And then I could come back and just add a word, write a word, whatever I want to do. And then this I pulled out of the box that I showed you earlier in the video. And I think I want to put that right here because I like that I can see this color. It just goes real well with this. And then I can still see the colors of the pineapple even though I lose the pineapple. And I do lose that color, but I still think I like it there well enough to take the chance. I've got the page clipped, so we'll go on because I was thinking I want to put something in this pocket. This page is not really done, but I want something in there and then I can remove it and work on the page. But I remembered this little one that we have, this little card I couldn't use in here because it's so tiny. And I thought, I want to use that. And then I found this, and I'm going to fold it in half and glue it right there. And then I can add a word here if I want, but it sticks in my little pocket and adds a little interest there. And somebody will like, oh, what's that? I'm going to add a piece of paper here and a piece of fabric. This is just a strip of fabric. I guess I did show you this, but this is a bowl of scraps of fabric from projects I've made, and I keep all sizes because I'll use this as stuffing, or I'll use it as, I don't know, some little scrap piece that I need. And you just never know. And here's one of those little pieces. So I should take it to the sewing machine and I should stitch this together like this. So it'd be more interesting, but I don't feel like going over there and pulling out the sewing machine right now. So I'm just gonna glue it shut. I hope you guys are getting ideas, stimulated to think outside the box and create something. That's cute. All right, one more. I was looking through my stuff and I was pulling out little things here and there. This could be put in there. This I made a long time ago. It's a little paper clip. I might stick that in there somewhere. Pre-made tags that you aren't using, or starter tags, things like that could go in here. But I really liked this little bird. It's a cookie cutter I just traced around, and I think I'm gonna put it on here. And I want this piece of paper here, and it's gonna still have some black lines coming through, but I like that about it. I want to keep a little bit of the original paper. And then I think I want to put that in here like that. Okay, I've got my bird ready. I put a little eye on it and colored the nose a little bit, and then I wrote my little thankful. Here we go. That page is done. So let's take a look at everything we've done. We need to go. I think here's what we're gonna do. Actually, I've been thinking about this. I didn't get to use everything. I didn't get to finish because I'm just running out of time. This book's not done. There's more that I want to add to it. It's gotten closer, but it's just not done. And the inside maybe needs a little bit more. I just need to do some more on this. And these, of course, are not done. They're not filled out. So I think what I'll do, I'll just end it in the series on this video. And I'm going to be working in these. And then I'll just come back with a video that is a flip through of all the pages for these 3 little books. So it might be, you know, a few weeks before these are done, but I'll remember once I'm done, hopefully, to come back and show you guys what I did to finish the big one and how I used the rest of the papers and Happy Mail and what they look like all completely done. So stay tuned for that, okay? Okay, before I end the video real quick, I want to share with you the changes I've made in the books. First of all, the pages that I had left over, there's some I haven't done anything with, but I will eventually. But this one here was the Yahtzee paper. I have started painting on it, and I think I'm going to make it an insert into my book. I might cut it up, I don't know. But that's what I've done so far with the Yahtzee page. I've colored in, I just took markers that I was testing. I have old markers, really, really old markers, and they still work. Not great, but they still work. So I was just seeing how well they worked. Probably not good enough to keep doing anything with them, but I colored in this page because I think I want to cut it up into sections. I don't know, I haven't decided that either. So when I do the flip through or come back and share the finished project with you, whenever that is, I'll let you know what I did to this page. Okay, so in the little book, I don't know that I've done anything else. Let me look real quick. I did add this little piece right here to the edge of the page, and I think that's all I did in this little book since we were together. Oh, maybe I added that flower. Yeah, I added the flower, and that's it. On this book, I don't think I added anything else, but we'll check real quick because I don't want to deprive you of seeing anything new. I think I told you I put this upside down on purpose, or had I done that with y'all? I don't know. If I didn't do that with y'all, that's new. I can't remember. I did the back cover a little bit. It's not quite done, but that's been added to. And then this book here, I've done a little bit more on the outside. I added a little tie here. on the end of my tie is a little piece of fabric that I stitched on, and it's a button that I just glued down. I cut off the shank and glued it down to a piece of fabric on the edge of the book that I gathered, and I wrap it around just to hold it closed. And then I put a little beaded edge to the book with some thread and some beads. I did a little doodling on here. I wrote in the background. I did some outlining with Posca pen, black and white, and I did some doodling back here. I think that's all I have done. I might have added this center here, I'm not sure, but there's still more to do inside here. But that's where we're at, okay? All right, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy binding your little books and cards. This is a really cute way to do it, and I really had a good time, and I can't wait to play more in these. And once I get them further along, I'll share with you what I've done. All right, so have a great whatever it is. Come see me in Artistic Advent. It's coming up soon. It starts on the 1st, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.